Okay, this will be the first attempt to start this machine. Engine's in place, drive belts in place. None of the wiring is in place except for the solenoid, which I have connected up to a start button, which does that. With these Craftsman solenoids, you have to ground them. They don't ground when they attach to the chassis. So actually, I'm going to set the brake, even though the brake does nothing. Choke's on. As you can see, no key in the ignition because there's no wiring. Give a bit of gas. If it does fire and for whatever reason I can't shut it off, I'm just going to have to put the camera down and go from there. But let's see if it will fire up, pull some fuel. I may have to prime it. I'll give it short bursts because you don't want to overheat the starter. But we'll give it a couple tries and see if the fuel pump in this engine actually works. I don't know if it does or not. I can smell gas, so we're going to lower the throttle a little bit. Leave the choke on and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna get some persuasion for this, just to give it a little hand on starting. Okay. I literally just bumped the starter button and it kicked right off. So it was pulling fuel, which is good. Come on. Wants more choke. Let's try the transmission, but it died. Okay, I don't think I have a transmission, unfortunately. I'm going to play around with it a little bit off camera and see if I can get the transmission to work. So possibly stay tuned. Okay, we appear to have reverse. No, there we go, we got forward. Okay, transmission came back. Okay, since I have no kill wires, I got to play with the throttle and choke a little bit to shut her off. But it appears I do have a transmission. I got the cap out of it right now, trying to work the air bubbles out of it right there, just so it doesn't build up too much pressure in the actual transmission. So my next step here is to put the jumper pack right here, get the gas tank mount and something to sit on. I'm not putting the fender back on. Oh, and the forward and reverse pedals. So I'm going to actually take this for a ride around the yard. So if it dies, I'll have the jumper pack. And I'm just going to work the air bubbles out of the transmission and most likely have to put more fluid back into the transmission. So hopefully you can hear me over the wind. I know it's pretty bad out here today, but the transmission does appear to be coming back, which is good. I just got to make sure it's going to be reliable before I proceed with anything else on this particular machine. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.